We're on the record in cause number 320090. The case is styled as State of Texas versus Luis Francisco de Leon Sanchez. Mr. Sanchez speaks some English, but he speaks Spanish fluently. And his attorney, Mr. Jared Gilthorpe, is going to translate for him. And that's pursuant to Riviera versus State 981 Southwest 2nd 336. Mr. Gilthorpe, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Gilthorpe, do you promise to translate English to Spanish and Spanish to English? So help you God.
Yes.
Mr. Mr. Sanchez, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Sanchez, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Sanchez, you can put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Sanchez?
I'm good.
Okay. Now, Mr. Sanchez, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Jared Gilthorpe. Mr. Gilthorpe, how are you doing? Mr. Sanchez, on yesterday, in cause number 320090, you entered a plea of truth to allegations 1, 2, and 3 in the state first amended motion to revoke probation. Is that correct? Mr. Gilthorpe?
Yes. Oh, I have to interpret it. She's been answering in English. Ayer venimos aquí, usted se le que era verdad las alegaciones de los 2 y 3, ¿no? Yes.
And Mr. Sanchez, I have before me, well, first of all, you entered a plea to those 3 allegations freely and voluntarily. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you entered a plea to those 3 allegations because they are true.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Sanchez, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. And I'll just go over this with you again. Do you recognize this document? And on page 2 of this document, are these your initials on this line that's titled Motion to Revoke Probation 1, 2, True to 1, 2, and 3?
Yes.
And is this your signature above the line on the 3rd page where it says defendant?
Yes.
And on the next document, the trial court's certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature?
Yes.
And is this your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes.
Now, there are 2 boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And the second box states that you're waiving, which means you're giving up your right to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Sanchez, before you signed and initiate all of these documents that I just spoke of, did your attorney go over these documents with you in Spanish?
Yes.
And did you understand everything that he went over?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor. No objections.
Okay, no objections. State's Exhibits number 1 are admitted. Mr. Gilthorpe, you've advised and counseled Mr. Sanchez. Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No.
Mr. Sanchez, your attorney, Mr. Gilthorpe, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Sanchez, I will accept your plea of true to allegations 1, 2, and 3. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your pleas and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State. Do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. The terms of the agreement, 17 days jail.
Mr. Sanchez, the state is offering that you serve 17 days jail in this particular case. Do you understand what the state is offering?
Yes.
And in this case, Mr. Sanchez, do you think that this offer from the state is fair and just?
Yes.
And Mr. Sanchez, do you accept this offer from the state?
Yes.
Okay, now, Mr. Sanchez, there is $67 of court costs that is to be paid in this case as well. Would you be able to pay the $67?
He says, I don't have any money. I used all of my money paying the fine on
Okay.
the case I paid yesterday.
Yeah, would you be able to pay the $67 before you get out of jail?
No. No.
Oh, I thought he was going to work next. He's gonna be working, isn't he?
Pero es para trabajo.
No voy a estar cobrando hasta la otra semana.
Yes, but I won't be getting paid until the week after that.
Okay, let me do this. You have his, that, what is it called? Affidavit of injury.
Judge, he's already been found indigent. I'm appointed.
I know, I'm getting the affidavit.
Oh.
I know that. I just need to see, sometimes it gets updated. I don't know when it was done. It was done at some point. I don't know what date that was.
Are we still reducing it from a DWI enhanced to just regular DWI?
It's supposed to be a,
The judgment is for DWI.
yeah, it was amended yesterday. Okay. Okay, now let me get this to let Mr. Sanchez take a look at this affidavit. Oh, that was that 2019?
Yes, Judge.
Oh,
That sounds right.
2 years ago. Okay. Mr. Sanchez, do you see the affidavit of indigency that that was that the last, that was the last affidavit that he did? Did he do another one?
No, that was the last one.
Okay.
Wait, no, there was one in September of 2020. Like that.
Oh, let me look at that one. That's more updated than that.
Okay. I'm not sure we can show it. It was originally filed as a letter for the DWI against to a regular DWI. Since the certification, would I still put that enhancement paragraph or?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay, so just type it as normal.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is a more updated. This one is.
Sorry about that.
This was, yeah, this was in 2020. September 2020. Mr. Sanchez, do you see the affidavit of indigency that was filled out in September of 2020?
Yes.
The income, the amounts on income, is that still true today or is it different?
No, it's about the same.
Okay. Now, are your expenses are still the same as well?
Yes, they're about the same, yes.
Okay. So let me see that affidavit. Okay, so Mr. Yeah, you had more expenses than you had income. So Mr. Sanchez, the court is finding that you're indigent, and what that basically means is that the court costs of $67, you would not have to pay that pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure because the court has found that you're indigent. So it'll be, that court cost will be waived. Okay, so now, Mr. Sanchez, do you understand the state's offer
Yes.
and the court's granting of the waiver with the court costs?
Yes.
Now, do you think that is fair and just?
Yes.
And do you accept it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you've entered into with the state. Mr. Sanchez, you served 17 days in Jefferson County Jail. Part of the plea agreement that you made with the state and the court costs in this case will be waived pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure in the finding that you are indigent. And your jail time is to begin at 6 p.m. on July 2nd of 2021. Okay?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Mr. Sanchez, you're going to stand on the X near your attorney and follow the directions of the clerk. And once you finish in here, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
I'm retyping that, please, for the court cost study. I'll just run it.
Hey, I don't need this here anymore.
Okay.
Okay, this will conclude this hearing. Oh, before we do that, Mr. LeBlanc,
Do you need this signature?
Do you need, you would be looking
Attorney
for it
LeBlanc?
On the tablet, it's just judges don't.
you have to take your mic off of mute.
I bet he just,
Are you ready?
log out or something.
I think so, from
Hey, Judge.
Hold on. Okay. Okay, this will conclude this hearing.